and you could imagine if, say, Harley Davidson were to come out with a hashtag opt outside for a Black Friday, say, and implying that maybe you should go and ride your motorcycle instead of going shopping. It seems to me like that would be a very different kind of brand message, using this exact same terms.
Sure, sure, and I think that's the beauty of this idea of opting outside, right? So when a brand like Marlboro or Jeep or Harley, it started selling this whole myth of a rugged, individualistic cowboy, right? It's not just those brands that benefited from that, right? The whiskey brands, the cigarette brands, the jeans brands, right? A lot of these different brands latched onto that myth and benefited from that, right? Now, when RAI has made this hashtag popular, right, and associated it with this, their original intention was to associate it with meanings related to anti-consumption, but it also got attached to these meanings related to outdoors in general, right, or not falling into this mundane pattern of going out on a Black Friday and shopping. Right? So all the brands that can latch onto that myth and benefit from that would find this attractive, this hashtag attractive. And we found a lot of brands. If you go to RAI's website, there are lots of brands that are using this hashtag, right, to tell their own story. So Harley could tell the story that it's not about sitting in your car or sitting in your SUV and filling it up with stuff, right? It's about riding on your bike and exploring the outdoors. So again, that signal, first of all, its meaning could evolve, and there could be other brands that could benefit from that idea of exploring the outdoors. Not sure if that answered your question.
No, it's great. But I'm sort of thinking, you've got me thinking about how Harley Davidson or a brand that is not associated with anti-consumption or environmentalism might encourage anti-consumption. And I'm thinking, I know that Mercedes used to give badges that you could put on the front of your Mercedes that would signify that you achieved a certain number of miles or something like that. I don't know if they do that anymore, but in a sense, it's a similar kind of it's not necessarily an anti-consumption message, but it's a signal about the car, and the undertone is that this is something that's built to last, and you don't need to replace it. So do you think that it's possible to extend these kinds of anti-consumption messages outside of these kinds of contexts where it's conspicuously associated with environmentalism or anti-consumption?
Sure, yeah. So in our data, and that was a fascinating insight. We don't talk about it in the paper. There were people who were doing hunting, right? And they were using the hashtag opt outside, right? And they had images with their gun and with the carcass of an animal, right? And they were using hashtag hunting, hashtag opt outside, right? Yeah. So typically when what we associate hashtag opt outside is with more, I would say more activities, more liberal activities instead of more conservative.
Sure, because anti-consumption and environmentalism are more liberal or progressive topics normally.
Yeah. So we would associate it with hiking, skiing, right? But there was this community of hunters that had appropriated this hashtag opt outside. Well, it's still you are doing those activities in an outdoor setting, right? So again, when that signal enters consumers' world, they are going to reinterpret it, and they are going to repurpose it, and the meaning of that signal is no longer in the control of the brand.
Right.
It's out there, and it can get modified, and it would mean whatever that consumer or the consumption community wants it to be.
So the consumers ultimately decide what the signal means. Yeah.